Welcome to Spiritual Rebirth Tarot. I'm Madelyn, your tarot reader and energy healer. It's so nice to have you here, water signs. And so this week, we are going to be looking at the last week of December 27th through January 2nd. So we're going through the new year. So many of us celebrate New Year on January 1st, others in March. In January, later in January, some in, even around Halloween. So it kind of depends on how you look at things. But for us, it has often been toward the January calendar. So as we look at the energies of the new year coming up, and all of the blessings with that, this reading will be about ending the year and beginning the new year. So water signs, let's take a look at the Animal Deck Tarot first, and then we'll be doing by Colette Baron Reed, and then we'll be going into the Guardians of the Night Tarot for the situation, the block to that situation, and the benefit to that situation for this coming week. And then water signs will also pull at the end a angel oracle card with Doreen Virtue, and take a look at which archangel is going to especially be with you during this week. So look all the way to the end and watch all the way to the end so that you can see that. Okay, let's ask for divine guidance. Okay. So I like to put Reiki energy into the deck to be guided. All right, so the underneath card is the Groundhog, time to let go. I was reading today that sometimes the concept of letting go is looked at a little bit different. So many times we see letting go is just, okay, just let go of it, don't think about it anymore, and just move on. But really to let go of, fear and grief and sadness, we need to do like this groundhog. Let it come in, really feel it, move past it, forgive it, and let it go. So that as we're letting it go, we aren't just building a wall and actually just putting it in like a little cavern that's still in our heart, but instead really address it. And so I think that's what this groundhog is saying. I take things, I put them in my pouches, but then I let them go. And so it's not just a matter of let it go, but it's also of letting it go over time as we heal the situation. Okay, so the next card is the parrot. Watch your words. So I think a parrot is great for the word watching, because doesn't the parrot kind of parrot whatever the person says that it hangs out around? So if you do a lot of swearing, your parrot's going to do a lot of swearing. And so it's kind of like having kids in your home as well. So, those kids kind of parrot what you say, or other people around you may parrot what you're saying, as a strong leader. Or you may want to be a strong leader. And by doing, part of that is to make sure that your words have a lot of meaning and direction in them. Okay, and then the third card is Let It Shine with the Peacock. I love the energy of the peacock. When you really, one of the decks talks about how, when the peacock just walks around and he has all of his feathers down, he doesn't look that much different than the female. And yet when the peacock decides to, it can shine forth and let forth, its wonderful, self-esteem, self-love, self-confidence. And you can see his heart is shining out. And so many times we can take a look at opening our heart chakra. There's a lot of green here. Opening our heart chakra. And part of that is speaking those words. You can see the blue. So we're speaking good words that help to open ourselves up rather than close ourselves down. So I think all of this in some ways has to do with words. So as you go through the week, let me know how these energies are playing out with you. I'd love to know in the comments. And also subscribe to the channel, hit the notification, and share the video with others so they can also get the messages for the week. And so this is a collective for all the water signs and for those watching as well. So let it shine. You know, the peacock says, you know, let it shine. Let that goodness shine. And as you do that, you know, watch your words and let go of the things that are no longer useful or good for you. Okay, so as we look at those energies, let's look at the messages for the week. Let's put some more Reiki energy into the deck. And so we'll look at the situation, the block, and the benefit that's coming up for that week. Okay, underneath is the Five of Cups. So in some ways this week might feel a little disappointing, or things don't turn out quite how you expected. Going into the new year, you kind of like hope for some really big changes from 2020 to 2021, and that's probably not going to be the case. You know, hopefully by the end of 2021, it's a different scenario than the end of 2020 here in the US with so many things locked down. But we can't know for sure how things are going to work out. But I would say within this week, it's probably not a huge amount of change. So we have to say to ourselves, you know, happiness is a choice. You know, what we choose to say, what we choose to hold on to, you know, what we choose to shine forth to the world is really going to have an impact on ourselves. So the situation is the King of Wands. And so the King of Wands comes with a lot of passion and a lot of truth and a lot of dignity. And, you know, he's kind of one of the ultimate kings. We were thinking about leadership, you know, how much leadership he has. And he, you know, cares about his pride, and he wants them to succeed. And through his success, they are able to succeed. And then, you know, when we look at the King of Wands, I'm being drawn to the snake on here. And so there may, for some of you, there will be some kind of health situation coming up. So, you know, we need to look at that health situation in a positive light and look at how positive affirmations will help you with your health. And one of the really good books for that is Louise Hay, You Can Heal Yourself. And she talks a lot about the different affirmations that will help you with healing. Now, coming from a perspective of regular medicine, because I am a dentist, you know, I understand the importance of, you know, seeing the doctor and whatnot. But the thing is that health is so much more than just one little thing. It really is the whole person, the whole body, mind, body, and soul, and how we look at that. So that's why I love Reiki and energy healing, because we're able to look at, you know, all the etheric bodies. You look at every aspect of the person and help bring that into balance. So for some of you, there will be a balancing of the chakras, the balancing of healing, the balancing of finding out, you know, health situations this week. The other thing I'm noticing is that there's a seal flying through the sky. See, it's normally well, it's kind of a moon, but it's kind of like a little baby seal. And I'm thinking about the water signs, and it's kind of an odd place to have a seal up in the air, and they don't even really jump that high. So I'm thinking that there might be something that's a little out of place this week for some of you. There's this feeling of being out of place, and a feeling of trying to find your place as you are moving into the new year. It could also be affected by the full moon in Cancer. And be sure to take a look at my reading that will be coming out for the full moon in Cancer on the 30th. The amazing thing about it is the first full moon of 2020 was a full moon in Cancer in January, and now again in December. And so we've gone around the whole circuit, and there's 13 full moons, and of the 13, 2 of them are in Cancer. I think that's really significant, especially when Cancer has to do with home, and we've stayed home for the whole year. And so anyway, I just think that's really cool. All right, so the Queen of Pentacles comes in as the block that blocks the situation. So maybe looking at things in an earthly perspective instead of as a universal perspective. And also not being able to be the leader that you need to be, not being afraid. So again, that concept of letting go. Don't just stuff your feelings, let them flow through you so that you can really be the leader that you're supposed to be. And it's also interesting to me that the situation is the king and the block is the queen. And so I think we could see it as maybe the feminine energy is being a little blocked for you this week, and you're having a little more masculine. And so it's important to kind of find that feminine energy in order to balance out your life. And then the benefit is the Six of Wands. So victory and triumph and celebration. So I think it's telling you to, it's telling you to celebrate on the 1st, 31st, the night of the 31st, and the 1st. Celebrate the new year. You may not be able to celebrate in the way that you have before, going out into New York City or, some crazy things may not be the same this year. But I think it's still important to celebrate that victory of the new year coming into our lives. And it's still a really important time to be celebrating. Okay, so let's look at some tarot, a little bit more about the, why is the King of Wands here in the reading? So the tarot I'm using here is the Native American deck. I love this deck because I look more at the description on the deck and the pictures than even what the individual cards typically will say, because they kind of have different meanings. Chief of Blades, Journey, and Sundance. It's interesting because when we were looking at this, I said, clarity and truth, because of the crow, and the crow kind of brings truth into your life. And it's fun. It's interesting to me because the first card, is the most clear king. So we have 2 of the kings now. We have the King of Wands and the King of Swords and the Queen of Pentacles. So the only thing we're missing is the Cups. And that is the energy of the water sign. So it might be that you have to pull a little bit more of your water energy into the week, because what's missing is usually the most needed. And so, we look at this truth and clarity is evident, is something that's there for you. And I just, for the first time, noticed that beautiful cactus behind him. And so, some things are going to feel a little prickly, but they're the right things. So we were saying, shine your light to the world. And there'll also be kind of a journey or process. And I was thinking, especially with the new year, moving into the new year, moving into a whole new perspective. You know, the sun is rising, things are growing, things are beautiful, things are expanding in our lives. And I think we're coming to an end of this time of the hermit and you know, sacrifice. In this case, you know, he's going through a ceremony, you know, being hung in a ceremony that will help him on his journey toward being, you know, a shaman and a spiritual leader in the community. And so this year, this time, as you have been kind of sequestered in many ways, it's been helping you to become that real leader that you need to be in the community that you're in. So let's take a look at the energies of the Queen of Pentacles. Why is the Queen of Pentacles in the block position? Tell us more about the block to the situation this week. Okay, so medicine wheel, spiritualist, and counting coup, which again is, counting coup is actually the 7 of Wands, which is about more about courage and standing up. He also kind of is coming in victorious. So the victory card leads to the courage card. So, you know, having victories in your life gives you that courage and strength to stand on your own when you need to. Okay, so the block is that things are changing maybe quicker than you wanted, or maybe in a way that you weren't expecting. Some kind of change of direction, and that will easily put yourself into, you know, a five of sort of a difficult position, not knowing where to look. This lady's kind of seeing the past, present, and future at the same time to use the spirit of use the spirit of the groundhog to let go, and the spirit of the peacock to shine your authenticity. And in those two things, letting go and letting your authenticity shine, you'll be able to get clarity so that you're in the present moment and not living in the future or in the past. And then if we look at the 6 of Wands, and why the 6 of Wands is the benefit. Okay, Justice, Warrior of Blades, and Happy Family. Okay, so that's great. So, you know, things are beginning to balance out. You know, Libra energy, things are moving into a new direction, into the new year. And as they do that, you know, it's a fairly quick transition. And, you know, I like the fact that he's able to hide behind his horse and protect himself. So it has an element of protection as well as movement. So even in his movement toward this greater balance, you know, he's able to be protected in that, in those efforts and in that movement. And really, you know, at the end of the day, having this happy connection, happy home, happy stability, and, you know, it, coming up with, you know, this balance. I think in today's society, you know, it's not always the woman that's staying home and cooking and cleaning, and all that's still a lot the case. But you know, the man is out, you know, collecting the food, you know, bringing in, you know, and like fighting the wars, you know, and things like that. It's a little bit more, you know, could be the other way around. It's still, but we still have the balancing of the masculine and the feminine in our lives. And so, as I was saying, you know, a little while ago, that there might be some putting down of the feminine this week, that you'll need to rise and kind of bring more feminine energy into your life. Okay, so this is the message for the water signs. I think that's a really great week coming up for you guys. I'm really excited for you. Be sure and let me know how things went. Let me take a look at the angel cards, the angel message. So in the extended, I take a look at a, you know, one of these whispers of love for each one of the signs. So Cancer, Pisces, and Scorpio. So each one of you will get a card in the extended. And the extended is on Vimeo, and it's also a membership in Patreon. So that way you can get all the extendeds for the entire month. So let us take a look. Let us take a look at the angel energy for this week. So which archangel is wanting to give you a message, give you strength and direction, blessings, just come into your life, water signs, and truly give you that blessing this week. Oh, beautiful. Zadkiel, comfort. This is one of my favorite cards. It's so beautiful. It has so much sacral energy. You know, a lot of beautiful kind of like passion and creativity and moving into your power, because our power is our compassion. And the more we can, you know, let down our walls and face life with compassion, the more blessings will come to us. Soften your heart with respect to this situation and all the people involved, including you. So there may be something this week, like that Five of Cups, you know, something this week that you're going to have to face. You're going to say, oh, I haven't faced this before. Okay, I need to face this now. And as you face that energy in your life with the compassion to yourself and to others, you'll be able to drop the walls and to entertain the way someone else may look at this situation. So, and underneath, prioritize Metatron. Focus on your highest priorities. I will help you get organized and motivated. So as you enter the new year and you're setting your intentions for the year, the Archangel will come to you and help you. Metatron. Metatron will come to you, help you, guide you, and lead you into a better sense of organization in your life. So thank you so much for coming to this video today. Like I said, there'll be a full moon video coming out. Come and check that out. And down in the description, there's a link for the extended. Come on over and let's take a look and continue this reading over there.